Your network really is your net worth. And in today's video, which is part 2 of my series, we're talking about how to level up your LinkedIn profile. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. I'm Sarah Edens. I'm a financial consultant and educator, and I'm so glad you chose to join me today. And a big welcome to all my current subscribers. It's so nice to see you all again. So I'll link to the other parts of this series down below, but we're talking about how to get a really polished, awesome, professional LinkedIn profile that will really help advance your career and help you build the connections and the network that you want. So if you haven't watched part 1 of this series, go and watch that one first, because we're basically taking my LinkedIn profile, if I can find it, from the top and looking through to see what it really takes to build a super professional LinkedIn profile. So here we go. So we're on the education section, which you can see here. So what I want you to do is make sure that you include every last bit of your education, licenses, and certificates. And so this is really, really important. Even if you don't have a lot of education under your belt right now, that's okay. Just put whatever you have in this section. Make sure that you're putting in societies that you were part of, honors groups that you were nominated for, all of that good stuff. It's a great place to just really showcase your academic achievements, because, you know, I remember back in college when I was told, oh, well, after you graduate, no one's going to care about your GPA. And while it's true, it's also a good time to just really reflect on the accomplishments that you've made throughout your life as well. And then as you build on more educational experiences and opportunities, you can continue to add this to. The second one is don't skip your volunteer experience, no matter how small. And so if we go down here to volunteering, it's really, really helpful to have some volunteer experience, not just to try and look like a good person, but just like find volunteer organizations that you really like to work with, that resonate with you, and that you can use your skills to make the world a little bit better place. To be perfectly honest, when people are reaching out to me about connect requests, this is one of the major things I look for. I look at their certifications, I look at their credentials, all of this good stuff. But what I want to see is, do these people share my values? Are they working actively to make the world a better place? And are they willing to do that for free? And so I really like to look at the volunteer experience. So make sure that you list that as well. It's something I see a lot of people forget to do because it might not be directly tied to like job stuff in their minds, but in terms of just reflecting your values, I think it's a great way to do that. And then we've got the skills section. If we scroll down a little bit more, courses completed, languages, all of that good stuff. So make sure that you fill those in. And then also make sure that you give recommendations, which are down here. And it's really helpful to either, you can ask people for recommendations if they've hired you, or you can give recommendations to people as well if they've been super helpful working with or something. It can be a really good way to just give back a little bit that way and give recommendations. And then finally, you want to check your privacy settings. So it's really, really key to make sure that you have 2-factor authentication set up on LinkedIn, and then figure out what you want to share with everyone on LinkedIn, or what you just feel comfortable sharing just with your connections. And LinkedIn has a lot of control features over that. And so you can figure out how public or private you want your LinkedIn profile to be, because it's really important to remember that while most of the people using LinkedIn are really nice and really professional and really normal, just like any other space online, you have to protect your privacy. So please don't ever put your home address or the neighborhood you live in on LinkedIn. Please don't put your personal cell phone or your personal email. Make a work email. If you're an entrepreneur, just set up a work Gmail account for LinkedIn. But just don't make it easy for people to find very personal data about you, because it's just a kind of common sense thing these days. And so that's something I always like to emphasize about any platform that you're using, no matter how great it is make sure you're protecting your privacy. So that's all for part 2, and stay tuned for part 3 of how to level up your career with LinkedIn. I will link to it in the description box once it's out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.